Shalom Yesharala. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preach the word in all truth and sincerity, along with your Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens. But the line of outside goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is Brother Yakar of my lesson, and today's lesson will be entitled, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. I'm just going to go on some precepts, and Lord willing, you brothers and your sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai. I'm going to start off with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 12. And it reads, For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Right. Now, this applies to us Israelites, because that cup represents slavery, getting judged from Yahweh, which is a judgment from Yahweh Shema Shai, and I just want to get a precept to prove that the cup is talking about, slavery and getting judged from Yahweh Shema Shai for breaking the law, such commandments. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 75, and verse 8. And it reads, For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them. Right, so it was a point in time when our forefathers, the Israelites, they were being wicked. They was worshiping other gods, and our people drunk of that cup, which, that cup represents slavery, and the dregs thereof, when you look it up, dregs, is from the Hebrew word shamar, uh, lees, dregs, because the dregs is like the last remnant of the wine that you drink, which is the most bitterest part. And when you look it up, the sediment of the wine and barrel, the most worthless part or parts of something, right? Which was slavery. Now I'm gonna look it up on the Google real quick. These drugs. It says the remnants of a liquid left in a container, together with any sediment or grounds, the most worthless part or parts of something. Yeah. So the last remnant. This will be the dregs right here. You know, just to give an example. So spiritually, that would be us going to slavery because the dregs or the lees is the most bitterest part of the wine. You know, so the most bitterest part was slavery that our people had to go through. You know, so let's go back to Psalms. I read it again. Psalms 75 and 8. It says, "For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red; it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them." Yeah, so our people, they went into slavery, man. Because they were being wicked. Now this applies to Esau too, and the heathen nations. Because very soon they're gonna drink of that cup of slavery. The Edomites and the heathen nations for what they have done to the nation of Israel. The apple of the Most High Eye, by putting them in slavery, taking advantage of them, taking advantage of us in our lower state. Taxing us. So they gonna drink of that cup too. But going back to Jeremiah 49 and verse 12, and it reads, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken." So it wasn't meant for us to drink of that cup, us Israelites. It wasn't meant for us to go into captivity. You know, it said, "And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it." And this applies to Esau. because Esau thinks he's not going to be judged for what he did to the Israelites, but he's not going to be on punishment. He will be punished. He will pay for his sins, you know. So we go to Deuteronomy 30 because I'm really applying this lesson to Israel, to us, because really we were made subject to vanity, as it says in Romans 8 and 20, for the creature, because we are creatures too. When you read the book of Genesis, it talks about the Lord, created all the creatures, and human beings, us, we're creatures too, not just the animals. Except for the creature was made subject to vanity. So us human beings, the Israelites, you know, like I said, I'm mainly focusing this lesson on us Israelites. For the creature, the Israelites was made subject to vanity. So we were made subject to vanity, man, not willingly, but by reason of Him who had subjected the same in hope. Yeah, because the Lord made us go off. The Lord put the Spirit in us to go off and follow the ways of the heathens. Because this is the Lord's movie, man. And this is according to Psalms 118 in verse 23. This is the Lord Yahweh's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. So this is the Lord's doing, man. This is the Lord's movie, man. So the Lord, His beloved people, His wife, the nation of Israel, the Heavenly Father Yahweh's wife, the nation of Israel, He put the Spirit on them to go off. You know, because it's like Elder Yashawama always say, it's like a love story, man. You know, the nation of Israel kept sinning and sinning against their husband, the Most High Yahweh, but the Lord will always have mercy on them and start loving them again, man. You know, so now in these days, it's no different. The only difference is the Heavenly Father Yahweh sent His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to be a sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel. So we can uh, be forgiven for our sins. Lord willing, because it only applies to the elect. Yahweh Shai died for all Israel, but it started with the elect. You know, so um, let's go to Deuteronomy 31, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse." See, the blessing and the curse, so it was meant. It was already written before we went into slavery, before we suffered them curses, that we was going to go through them, because this is the Lord uh, speaking through Moses. Because Moses was the one that gave the laws and commandments to the nation of Israel. So this is Moses speaking on behalf of the Lord. You see, it says, "And it shall come to pass when all these things shall come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord Yahweh thy God hath driven thee." Yeah, so it was already written that we was gonna go through the blessing and the curses, you know, and we are indeed in a cursed state right now. We not in our land. Our land is cursed. The land of Israel. We subject to payments, paying taxes. You know, our women are harlots. Children are rebellious. The men of our nation are effeminate and emotional and metrosexuals and stuff. So just name a few curses, man. We definitely suffer them curses. You know, this is Ecclesiastes 10:7, and this is another prophecy that King Solomon wrote. You know, and it reads, "I have seen servants upon horses." Right now, who are the servants? Esau and these heathen nations, they are the servants, man. Because these heathens, they were created for our sake. You know, all the heathen nations begin on with Esau, the so-called white man, the Arabs, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, you know, the East Indians, and the rest of the heathen nations. They were created to be servants for the Israelites. They was created for us. But now King Solomon, he was saying, "I have seen servants, the heathen nations, upon horses, and princes, which is us, the Israelites, walking as servants upon the earth. Yeah, so in today's day, we looked at as servants, but really, we're the princes, man. We are the prince of God, Yasha Allah. He, prince of the Most High, you know? So this is King Solomon prophesying in the spirit, man. And the horses represents power. You can apply it to an actual horse too, but you can apply it to uh, power too, because the heathen nation that they was given power, starting with Esau, Edom, they was given power to rule over us, to have dominion over us due to our disobedience, you know, and right now Esau is in power. This is his kingdom, so Esau is number one on our list right now. Because back in the ancient world, you know, these other heathen nations they rule over us too. But right now, the servant that's on top, that has the power, the dominion on earth, is Esau, even the so-called white man, which it was prophesied that he will have a kingdom. The Lord is so righteous and so just and fair that the Lord even gave the wicked a time to rule. You see, but all these heathen nations' kingdoms always came to a halt, always came to a downfall, man. And this kingdom is doing the same thing. In the upliftment of the Israelites, the Lord's people, beginning on with the elect, is being risen. The tabernacle of David, man. You know, um, Hosea 6 and verse 1. And it reads, "Come and let us return to the Lord Yahweh, for he hath torn and he will heal us." Yeah, the Lord torn us. You know, he stripped us from our nationality. He stripped us from us calling upon his name. You know, having this righteous wisdom for a period of time during the slavery, the trying like slave trade and stuff. You know, it says, and he will heal us. The Lord is healing us right now through the word. You know, but when Yahweh Shai come, make a second return, when he delivers his elect of Israel, he's gonna heal us physically, man. You know, it starts out spiritually right now, but really it's gonna be in full effect. The Lord Yahweh Shai gonna heal us. Let me phrase that, Slocky. We're getting healed right now by the word, you know. But when Yahweh Shai come back, make his second return, we're gonna be healed to our fullest extent, man, spiritually and physically, on a whole new level. Because we're gonna have those new bodies, with spiritual power, those incorruptible bodies with spiritual power, and we never gonna die again. We never gonna sin, and we never gonna die. We're gonna live for eternity, man. We're gonna live forever. We're gonna live forever. You know. So it says he has smitten, and he will bind us up. Yeah, because so this proves that the Lord deals with balance. Yeah, the Lord smitten us. Putting us in slavery by these heathen nations and stripping us from our nationality. But he's binding us up right now with that ointment. That spiritual ointment, which is just truth, man. Because let's just get it real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 16 to prove that the word is what heals us. You know, so the elect is being healed in these last days by the word of the Holy One. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12, and it reads, "For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaister that restored them to health, but thy word, O Yahweh, which healeth all things." Right, so the word is what heals us. You know, so spiritually, but physically, it's gonna be when our Lord Yahweh Shai make a second return and deliver his elect, man, and they're gonna be restored, you know, uh, back to their glorified estate as it once was in the ancient world. But the difference is we're gonna have spiritual power, man. And we're gonna be completely on one accord with our power. Yahweh Shimon Shai. We're never gonna sin. We're gonna have the new covenant in our inner parts, which is the Lash's commandments, which only applies to the nation of Israel. And we never gonna sin again, man. We're gonna be perfect on earth, be as gods, you know, lowercase g, man, on earth, you know. So yeah, when I was pretty much, I just want to make a quick lesson on that, and Lord willing, I was edified, and till next time, Shalom.